Morning, friends. It's Nancy. And sorry, I'm back from a little holiday. I know I talked about this and talked about this and talked about this. As soon as that land border opened up with the US, I was going. So Thursday was a holiday for my office. It was Remembrance Day. And so I took a vacation day Friday. And then yesterday was Saturday, today's Sunday. That's how weeks work. And so I got done work early on Wednesday, came home, threw some stuff in a bag, and away we went. And so I did hit some estate sales, and I got this little book of carols. It's maybe 6.5 inches tall, 3.5 inches wide. And some of the carols have like this script sort of written lyrics. Some have little pictures. I love these. But the one that I was most interested in was this one. Because that's the title of this journal that I'm working on. So it's perfect size for a tag. So I just popped the staples out. Which is easy as pie. And if you don't have one of these, go get one of these. It's you can get them at Staples for a couple of bucks. Because it's much better than those claw stapler remover things. They're awful. So it looks like I've got maybe as many as 30 or 40. So this is from 1960. And it's got some drawings, 2 color illustrations by Marjorie Anderson, and other drawings by Mary Rogers. Anyway. So this is the one I want. Smash bang. Oh, so let me tell you a little bit about my trip. I'm gonna make it just a smidge narrower. Just a whisker shy of 3.5 inches. I'll take a little off the bottom. Yeah, it's a little crooked once I trim those sides down, even with the music staffs. Oh, maybe I'll leave it pretty tall so I have room to pop a little hole in the top for some ribbons or string or something. Oh my goodness. So this is it says here it's a German 15th century carol. So I just wanted to yellow up that front a little bit. Okay, now obviously we need to put a back on this. I'm looking for some book page. Well, none of these have any blanks. Huh. Well, that's no good. Oh, look over here. This is crazy. I have 5,000 books in this house. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. So this is from the original text. And I'll grab a piece of tea-dyed onion skin. There we go. Haven't fallen off my chair yet, so that's good. No, it needs to be a little thicker. That was tracing paper. I think this is typing paper, but I'll use the back of it. Okay. Just kind of gonna roughly cut this. and I'll fix it up. If I had been smart, I would have glued all the layers together first and then trimmed around. But clearly, I wasn't thinking. Too bad I'm covering up Silent Night. Okay. I'm just going to pause while I trim this and get some stuff to decorate my little tag here. Okay? Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is trim these little corners off. So the real emergency, if it can be called an emergency, it was I needed new bras. I'm very particular about bras. And there's a certain kind, it's made by Vanity Fair, that I have been wearing for years from JCPenney. And I need a so we started off, we left Wednesday night, stayed. I don't like driving in the dark, so we stayed in I know I already inked this, but I want more. Niagara Falls, New York. So we got there, I want to say around 6 o'clock, but of course that's dark here. I am going to pop a little hole in there, but not right now. Okay, I grabbed a few bits and pieces. So the next morning we went to Rochester. I had checked out the estate sales, and there was quite a few in that area, and we've been there before, and we spent most of the day trying to figure out how we were going to get a PCR test. It wasn't easy because we have to have a PCR test in order to come back into Canada. All right, so here's what I was thinking. This is just a scrap from a word roll player piano, and this is I think this came from a card of some kind, and it's German. I don't want to say it's a postmark. I think it's maybe like prepaid stamp or something, and it says 25 on it, and it has this little horn, like a curly horn. I don't know if you can see that or not. So I thought, well, that's good because it has 25 for Christmas. And then I have this little floppy cigarette card. I think it's from the 1910s. So I'm just going to make this a little collage like that. And then I was either going to use this lace at the bottom, or this one? I feel like that's a better one. Okay. So we went to a couple of estate sales in Rochester, and I found this little store. I can't remember. One of the suburbs of Rochester. Started with an F. Freeport, Fairport, something. I don't know. I'm just going to make sure I'm underneath where it says Rose. Maybe I'll trim this a bit. Anyway, they have a little thrift store there called Craft Bits and Pieces. So it's all run by volunteers, and it funds a seniors program, that provides like transportation and things for senior citizens. And how did I have this? More or less like that. and they only have craft supplies. So I actually went there twice because I didn't have time the first time. We had an appointment at a clinic to get our COVID test done, so I could only stay for a few minutes. I mean, I wasn't looking for it. It just, oh no. So I went back the next day and got a few things. What a great idea, though. Because we have so much stuff. And if you can't use it, why not donate it to a charity and let other crafters benefit from. Here we go. Yeah, I like that. Okay. If I wanted to use this as a pocket, I could, but I'm not going to use it as a pocket, so I'm gluing the whole thing down with glue stick. And see, there's a little rose there. I want to make sure I get it centered there. I'm just going to rough trim until after I stitch this. It looks like I missed with my glue here. Not that it matters because I am stitching it, right? So I got some paper punches and some dies, and what else did I get there? Oh, I got a lot of lace. lots of lace and some fabric, because they had everything, like quilting, beading, yarn, paper crafts, you name it, they had it. Let's fussy cut that little rose out. And very, very affordable. And I met a male junk journaler there. He was sorting through all the scrapbook paper. Scrapbook paper was 10 cents a sheet. And every so now and then he'd pull out a couple of pages. These would make great end papers, don't you think? So we showed each other pictures on our phones of our different creations. That was fun. It's kind of hard to see. Just gonna use a little bit of glue there. Okay, so that will get stitched as well. And then once that's all stitched, I will bring this over and sort of glue it there. All right, let me do some stitching. All right. So pull the threads to the back side. So I went to all the craft stores, went to Hobby Lobby, went to Joann's. I didn't get to a Michael's. And you know what? They don't have anything anymore. I don't know what happened. Oh, I want to press these. Little pops up, down. Little pops up, down. And I'm not satisfied. What's missing? Use a little more color. Let me see what else I have here. Some fabric. Oh, this is one of my favorites. Maybe another piece of lace. Let's have a look. What if I made a little ruffle? Or even a little ruffle across the bottom, and then added a little a tiny chunk of tatting, or maybe a button. And I've got two, so I could make it a rather... Is that the back? Yeah, it is. Actually, I like the back better because it's got some lighter shades in there. Okay, let me see. I'm just going to get a little strip of paper. This is how I make my ruffles. Mm-hmm. My fingers are getting sticky. Get my pokey tool out here to help. And then, yeah, what was I talking about? Shopping. Yeah, I haven't been in a Hobby Lobby or a Joann's Fabric for 2 years, so I was quite shocked that they didn't have the same variety of papercraft items that they once upon a time did. That's okay. We won't hold it against them. Okay, I'm gonna zigzag that. Hang on. Okay, so I made my little ruffle, which I believe I will glue down there. And I've got this little jar of shell buttons that are really neat looking. Ah, here I was like all excited. I already had a needle that was threaded. It was a big needle, but it was threaded. This one's a little better to handle, I think. And there we go. And I'm hand stitching this now instead of after it's glued down so that the stitching won't show on the back of the tag. I don't like the color of this thread. I'll have to ink it up to darken it a bit. It's a little too white. This is just a little sponge stick. There we go. That's better. This is a mouse pad. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Now, I was thinking we'd add a little bit of sparkle to this by adding a few sequins. Maybe these are too pink. Let's see if we can find a different color. It's not doing it for me. Not doing it. I have an idea. I'm going to pause while I search for a thing. I need a thing. Okay, so I have this little brass stencil. It has roses. And I was thinking I would just do a big bloom right there. Not you. That's better. That's better. Whoops. Get this a little more of a border. There we go. So there's my little tag. I could ink up the back. Perfect. So, as painful as that all was, so much decision making. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video and approve of the resulting project. And we'll talk to you again soon. Take care.